That's right. The title does not lie. We started a brand new account, and in the first 32 days, we have over 10,000 followers. From 0 to 10,000 followers in basically just 32 days. That is exactly what we're talking about in this episode, and I'm going to give you the 6 new types of content we've been using to build that following. So keep on listening. Hi, I'm Brandon Lucero, and you're about to experience the new way to thrive in business, entrepreneurship, and life by leaning into who you are, what you love, and standing up for what you want to create. Get ready, because this is where we go against the grain, say no to outdated society norms, and we say yes to change in order to create a happier, more fulfilled world. Welcome to the New Generation Entrepreneur Podcast. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of the New Generation Entrepreneur Podcast. I am so fired up. I'm excited for this episode. I'd probably be a little bit of a shorter episode, but I'm just so excited. So I'm just going to dig right into it. So for those of you that don't know, this year we switched our program from New Generation Mastery to, well, not switch. We created a new program called Built to Convert. And what we're doing is expanding beyond just messaging, although we're diving deeper into messaging and expanding beyond messaging as well. Part of that process is actually diving deeper into AI and how do we create messaging that helps create, AI that creates better messaging. So one of the things we realize is that when we teach messaging, implementation is the number one thing. And I can give people frameworks all day long. I can give people script fill in the blank script templates, language patterns. I can do all the things and give all the exercises and all the workbooks. But if people still are not able to take their information, their knowledge, their skills, and actually integrate it correctly into the framework doesn't really do them any good. I mean, it does them good, but it doesn't get them the results that they are going to really be looking for. And so we have to, when it comes to messaging, we have to be able to dive deep into our mastery. We have to dive deep into real, actual language and perspective and experience of our audience. I call these relevancy triggers. These are, you have to find the language and the topics and the angles that are actually so accurate that your audience's subconscious is just drawn in. And I'll give you an example. When we're creating content and I want to do a post called 3 ways to get your kids to open up, that's fine, but it's not very specific. There's no relevancy triggers in that. But if I said 3 ways to get your kids to open up about how their day was after school, very specific, right? So we take a generalized thing into a very specific scenario, and then it allows me to do that so many times. 3 ways to get your kids to open up at the dinner table. 3 ways to get your kids to open up in the morning when they're tired. 3 ways to get your kids to open up about problems at school. Like I can just go all day long. And so it's very expansive because I have all this different content, right? So we have to integrate this specific language. We have to get into the perspective of our audience. We have to be able to communicate in a way that's so relevant to what our audience is actually dealing with, because I believe to my core that in today's day and age, it's not about who has the most unique solution, although I think having a unique solution is really important. But if you think you're just going to get up there and say, I have the most powerful framework, good luck, because everyone has a framework. Everyone has a process nowadays. What we're recognizing is the people that can create and craft titles and content and teachings that work with the subconscious, that are relevant, that have relevancy triggers, that are so accurate, deep, and spot on to what our audience is actually dealing with and afraid of or concerned about or wants. Those are the people that are winning, the people that are that relevant. Now, if I give you a framework and you're not able to fill that framework up with relevant conversation or relevant language, relevant words, relevant phrases, it's just not going to land. And what gets me so excited about AI is that AI can bridge the gap, because as a course creator, you probably understand this too. It's frustrating when your students aren't getting results as fast as you want. And we can sit there and analyze how to be a better teacher all day long, which I think is also very important. However, when we can access AI to bridge that gap for them, not only are they getting better results, but within their life or business or whatever you're helping them with, but you also get better results I guess it's the same thing. You get better results for your students. So if they get better results, you get better results. Everyone's getting better results. And so that's what is so exciting for me with AI. But here's the problem. If I'm being totally honest, we have not figured out how to sell it. And so what I mean by that is it's a brand new offer, brand new program, brand new product. And when we had NGM or New Generation Mastery, I knew how to sell it. I knew the messaging and I knew how to sell it and all that good stuff. And, with great messaging, it always sort of finds a plateau, and that's kind of where we were. And so we created this new product, and we have to relearn how to sell it. Or not even relearn, because we never learned it in the first place, but we have to figure out how to sell it because it is a new offer. It is a new product. It has new things attached to it. And it's been a struggle. It's been a little bit of a struggle to figure out how to sell it. And so, one of the things that I've learned is that, clarity on how to sell it will come in, and direction will come in, and wisdom on this will come in. And I've been waiting and waiting. And then I remember one day just recently sitting here going like, I think the way to sell this is by just putting our money where our mouth is. And I remember just telling the team, like, we're creating a new brand. And this was like 30 days ago, maybe 31, 32 days ago. Well, when I'm recording this, so what is it? September 25th when I'm recording this. We started August 23rd. So I guess 32 days. We started this new brand 32 days ago. I go to the team and I tell them, like, this is what we're going to do. We're going to use our AI to create content for us and give us topics and ideas. And we're going to figure out the right prompts to use and all that stuff. And we're going to build a brand from scratch, and we're going to see how fast we can grow it. And I didn't really have any expectations, but I just had the confidence that we'd be able to grow it. And so that's what we did. And so now we're 32 days into building this new brand from scratch, like literally nothing. We started with an Instagram and a TikTok. And we just started using content that we have inside of Built to Convert. It's actually content we have inside of NGM as well. And we started using the AI, and I would say the AI has been helping us with like 80% of it. So we've used our AI to help us come up with topics, titles, teachings, ideas, but most importantly, like the topics and the titles and things like that, which always are the first thing that stop the scroll and get people to click. And I'll be honest, it started off a little slow. And then all of a sudden, like one thing picked up, and then another one, and then another one, and then it just snowballed. And I'm just going to open up our account here and just tell you guys. So we're 32 days in. Let me go over here. We have 10,600 followers. We have over 21,000 likes on all of our content combined. We have, let's see here, over almost 6,000 shares amongst all of our content. We have 468,000 views on our content, which I would say 98% of that is all organic, because we did boost a few of the posts. I don't know how much money we spent on that, less than $100 on boosting content, just to try to get an initial like jump start. But I would say 98% of it's all organic, probably maybe even 99, probably 99 actually, now that I think about it. 99% of it is all organic, the views. So we have 468,000 views. We have over 10,000 subscribers in 32 days on a brand new account. And at the rate where we're going, I just checked, we're getting like 600 to 1,000 followers a day right now, probably. So like in another 30 days, who knows what we're going to be at if this momentum keeps up. But what's so great about it is that this has been a really amazing case study to demonstrate how effective the AI could be, because could I have created all this on my own? Probably, but this is a side hustle. This is not my main gig. You know what I mean? So I have an actual main gig, like doing this podcast and the Brandon Lucero brand and the Built to Convert product. And so we're doing this on the side. and we're able to do that growth. And by the way, you know how long it took me to build 10,000 subscribers for the Brandon Lucero brand or the Sold with Video brand, for those of you that knew that brand back in the day, or my YouTube channel. You know how long it took me to get 10,000 followers? Like probably, I don't even know, actually, probably 8 months to a year, probably maybe more. Actually, it's probably more, especially on Instagram, because I remember we only had like 2,000 fans on Instagram for a really long time. It took a long time to get that many followers. And honestly, half the reason why we have that many followers on Instagram is because we just spend so much goddamn money on ads. And so people just like hit the like button or the follow button. They're not even real followers. I mean, they're real people that hit the follow button, but they're just watching an ad and going, cool, let me just hit follow. But these are real, actual followers. And we did it in 30 days. 32 days. We did get close to, I think we were at like 9,500 at day 3 or something like that. Guys, that's ridiculous. That's insanity. That's in such insane growth. But there is something that we recognized in this where there's specific types of content that we're doing. And I have taught this sort of to our students in a couple different ways, but I'm going to give you guys the gist of it right now. 5 signs, 5 mistakes, 5 ways, 5 reasons, unpopular opinion, and number 1 sign. Okay. So 5 mistakes is content. And by the way, you have to get specific. If you're a Built to Convert member, use the BBot. That's our AI. That's the messaging AI. We call it the BBot. It will help you with all of this, figuring it out, but you have to get specific. So it's going to be 5 mistakes identity is making, 5 mistakes identity is making, to create this problem. And it's a very specific problem. Don't say to get overwhelmed. Like, describe what overwhelm actually is. I cannot stress this enough. Get specific so that you're relevant. So 5 mistakes course creators make that get them a lot of attendees on webinars, but no purchasers. It's a very specific problem, right? So 5 mistakes. And then the mistakes actually need to be actions they're taking and describe it in detail. Be relevant, be specific. Again, the BBot can help you with that. Be very careful with using ChatGPT, because all the testing we've done with ChatGPT, from my experience, it defaults to creating messaging from the audience's perspective, not your perspective. Or sorry, from your perspective, not the audience's perspective, which is like messaging mistake 101. So be careful with that. The next one is 5 signs. So 5 signs, this identity has this problem, very similar to the mistakes, but these are signs. And so mistakes are going to be actions. Signs are going to be situations where you want to be specific. 5 ways. This is going to be educational content. So the first 2 were self-identifying. This is where people come up to their own conclusion that they have the problem or they're making the mistakes. That sort of creates demand and gets them to self-identify. Okay, I have a problem, or I'm making these mistakes. Oh my gosh, I need to learn the right way. It creates demand. 5 ways is going to be educational. So 5 ways this identity can overcome this problem, or can fix this problem, or do this thing. And again, you have to be specific. So 5 ways parents can start conversations with their kids at the dinner table. 5 ways parents can get their kids to open up after school when they're tired. Don't say generalized crap like 5 ways to get your kids to talk to you. Get specific. When am I going to learn? Like, what situation am I going to learn about that my kids are going to talk to me? So get specific. Plus it opens up so much type of content when you can do that. The next one is 5 reasons. So 5 reasons why this identity has to deal with this problem, or why this problem is happening. Again, it doesn't need to be 5 signs. It can be 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. It doesn't matter. I wouldn't go below 2 with those ones, and I wouldn't go above 6 with those ones. The next one is unpopular opinion. And then you're just going to do a basic thought reversal. So if you're a student of ours and you're inside Built to Convert, great. Like, just go through the thought reversal training. We also just released a thought reversal AI inside of Built to Convert, which you can put in any belief, you can put in any objection, or industry norm, and it will create two different versions of thought reversals. And when you get to the discredit part on the thought reversals, the AI will also give you 16 different ways to overcome that objection inside your thought reversal, and how to do this, overcome objections in ads and stuff like that too. So if you're a Built to Convert member and you were looking for unpopular opinion content, just use the AI. It's actually really, really good. I'm impressed with it. The thought reversal one. It took me a few hours. It took me a long time actually to get that one going, but it took me I don't know if anyone here has experience with developing GPTs or AI or anything like that, but the fine tuning of the back end of them is like one little thing drastically switches the results. So I remember sitting here like almost to 1 a.m. one night, just for hours trying to find, I was like 99% done. And that last 1% of fine tuning it took me hours to get fixed. And so it's dialed in now. But these work really well, especially with cold traffic, and they get spread really easily, these types of content, because they're very relevant. So people are starting to share it. People are self-identifying. They're going, oh my gosh, that's exactly what I'm dealing with. I have this exact problem. I'm going to share this. What's also really great with it is that when you do things like 5 ways, like people can't remember all 5 things right off the bat. So they're hitting the save button. All of those are triggers that are going to allow your content to show the algorithm that it is a good piece of content. So anything, and then also obviously like thought reversals are great with being polarizing or creating controversy. And so like we had a lot of comments. I think we had like 600 or 700 comments on all of our content as well, because people are just commenting all day long, like because of the way the content is designed. The 6th piece of content is what I call validation content. This is a new type of content we talked about. We did do an episode on this one already, so you can go watch that episode if you want. But basically what it is you say the number 1 sign, you are this. And you want to list something that they want to be, or they're afraid that they're not. So like the number 1 sign, you're a good parent. The number 1 sign, you're a good husband, a good wife, or whatever it may be. And then inside the content, the 1 sign is going to be something that they're already doing, something they're actually doing right now. And so when they see the content, they're like, oh my gosh, I wonder if I am that thing. I want to be the good parent. I want to be the good wife. Let me just see. It raises curiosity. And then when they recognize that they're doing the sign that is the number 1 sign, they are the thing that they want to be, it's so validating that they comment right away. Thank you so much. I really needed this today. Like that's like probably the number 1 comment we get on this type of content is like, I needed this today. So you validate them. Like you're doing a really good, healthy thing for people. You're also getting the traction that you want, but it gets shared a lot as well. And all of these are just giant triggers that send cues to the algorithm to share this. Now, if you're inside of Built to Convert or NGM, you can also use all the other types of content we have in there. But these 6, like when you can figure out a very specific problem and then you turn that one problem into these 6 types of content and you do it over and over and over again, this is what has allowed us to grow really fast. And this is what is in our AI. This is what our AI has been designed to do and to help you with it, to come up with what those topics are, how to get specific, what's the content that's going to go in there. And so this has taken off so fast that it was supposed to be like a side project or a case study, but I'm sitting here going like, dang, maybe we should turn this into an actual business. So who knows? I want to use this case study and grow this brand as a case study, as a side project to keep you guys in the loop with what we're doing, and just show you how fast that things can actually take off. And so there's a part of me that goes like, well, how fast can we make this a 6-figure business? I have a feeling with the level of growth that we're seeing in it, and I was dedicated to it, we could probably get this at the 6-figure run rate within the next 30 days. Like that's how crazy it is. It would have taken us a month or 2 to get to that point, with most of it being organic. We would have used ads as well, but a huge organic push. So it's really exciting. We're not going to reveal the brand just yet. I know some people do, but I don't want a lot of our audience interfering, and I don't want a lot of our growth that come from our audience. I don't want I don't want people to I don't want thousands of people going and watching our content there and giving us a big boost. I mean, that would be nice, but I want to see how fast we can grow this without using our current rapport or audience. So those are the 6 pieces of content that I recommend you guys play around with. And we will be documenting that journey here on the podcast. And then if you're inside Built to Convert and you're not using the BBot to help you come up with topics, to help you come up with how to get relevant, with how to get specific, with how to all of that stuff, what are you doing? Get in there, start using the dang thing. And then when you do, share your results with us. I want to hear the results. You can go to Instagram or TikTok, send us a DM, send us an email, let us know how you guys are doing. And then I will keep you up to date on the podcast of what we're doing and what's going on. But again, use those 6 pieces of content, have fun with it. And I'll see you all next week for another episode. Hey guys, thank you so much for checking out another episode of the New Generation Entrepreneur Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, go below, hit the subscribe button, and make sure you click on that bell icon and get notified every time we drop a new episode. Now, if you're looking for the show notes, we have them linked underneath this video, as well as our social media handles and some links to free training and offers that we drop from time to time to help you guys even further. So go check those out if you're interested. And thank you so much for tuning in to the New Generation Entrepreneur Podcast.